Hey everyone, this is Kevin Berger. I've been doing some digging in the burn pits. You guys are going to be happy with what I found. I hope you could use this to your advantage. I used a letter from the Veterans Benefits Administration, a training letter that was given me by Captain Torres and his wife Rosie Torres, and I went over some of the chemicals and some of the dioxins and hazards that are found in burn pits in Iraq. Well, I also remember growing up and currently when I go get my burn permit, well, we used to have burn permits here in the township I live in, where it says you can't burn trash because of the hazards, the health hazards that it causes to yourself and others around you. So I found it interesting and I decided to Google it on the EPA website. And I found some interesting results. Now, the biggest thing is I want to point out on the VA website, and I'll show you, is it says currently no research, the research at this time does not show evidence of long-term health effects from exposure to burn pits. Well, if it doesn't cause long-term health effects, then right below it, it says it affects your eyes, respiratory, cardiovascular, gastrointestinal tract, and internal organs. Well, that's long-term. So they must think we're a bunch of dummies. But we need to step up and show them we're not dumb. So I highlighted the area where it says the research does not show that burn pits will harm us permanently. Okay? Now, I'm going to take you to the EPA website. And I'll highlight that from burning trash. It says, human health, burning trash in open air produces many pollutants, including dioxins, particle pollution, pilocyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAH, volatile organic compounds, carbon monoxide, of course, and hexachlorobenzene and ash. Now remember, hexachlorobenzene and dioxins and the particle matter. That's the important part. And I am scrolling up to show you it did come from the EPA website. Now this is all research done in the good old US of A by our government. So our government is aware that this kind of research exists, but they yet do nothing to help us. Surprise, surprise. So let's see here. Paperwork. Okay. These are the burn pit letters. And if you need to, take a screenshot so you can zoom in and see the different chemicals that were in the burn pits. Okay. Now down here at the bottom of the EPA website, it lists particle pollution, volatile organic compounds, which is all the same stuff that you can find in the burn pit letter, carbon monoxide, of course, hexachlorobenzene, benzene's in there, and ash, of course. That's a common sense kind of thing there, but it's all there. Now here's the website. This is what I typed in: backyard burning health. Okay. Now, in the burn pit letter from the VA, in the VA's own words, it lists quite a few disturbing dioxins. And the biggest one is toxic organic halogenated dioxins and furans. Dioxins are well known to the VA because of their association with tactical herbicide used in Vietnam. Below is a list of dioxins and furans detected at Balad from January through April of 2007. Well, it's pretty easy to assume that if they were at the Balad burn pit, then they would be at any burn pits, because like many of you, whenever I was at a base, or where I was at Camp Ashraf, they would burn the rags that were soaked in solvents. They would burn all that stuff. Jugs, MRE wrappers and containers, the plastic water bottles, tires, everything that you would find in Balad, they burned anywhere else. So there are just too many chemicals to be able to go through, but all of them are still the same that you would get in if you're burning trash in your backyard in the U.S. So the research exists. You can look it up for yourself, and in fact, I encourage you guys to print this stuff off and attach it with your VA claim. That way, if they say, well, the research doesn't, well, there's already research. The United States government, EPA, already did the research. It's already out there. So, in a way, I would have to argue, too, that the VA is actually violating the law by falsifying research, saying it doesn't exist when it does. And I would also have to say they should be held criminally liable, too, because they're allowing veterans to die knowing that this research is out there and then doing nothing about it. It's quite disturbing to me. But it's out there. And you could probably go to any one of your state websites and find the same kind of research, because where I live, if I burn trash in my backyard and expose people to that burning trash, I would get arrested or a fine probably, or both. Just depends. So I don't understand why they keep telling us that the research doesn't exist. I hope this has been helpful at showing you guys that there is solid research linking burn pits in the United States to health hazards. I would also argue that the VA is trying to, in the DOD too probably, are trying to get around the burn pit issue by saying, well, it didn't happen in the United States, it happened overseas. Well, guess what? When we're in the military 24/7. We follow under the same jurisdiction of the United States. We have to follow the Uniform Code of Military Justice, the USC, laws within that country, but the United States still has jurisdiction over us. So if they still have jurisdiction over us, why is it that they're trying to say that it's okay to burn trash overseas, just not here in the United States? Doesn't make sense. So please leave comments. Feel free to contact me on Facebook. I really want to help everybody, because I've been affected by this as well, but I want to help you guys out because some of you guys have far worse conditions than I do. But there could be underlying conditions as well in me that I don't know about. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, take care. Have a great day.